Hello. Welcome to this new video. This time I want to show you how to run an internal scan, or I should say an internal vulnerability scan on your network using Qualys Community Edition. Now, if you follow my videos, you know that I created two previous videos about Qualys Community Editions, and the first video was how to run an application scan. And the second video was how to set up a virtual scanner on your network so that you can run vulnerability scannings against your internal assets. And we went through that. Now, this video is how to configure your first scan so that you can use the virtual scan on your network to run the vulnerability scan. So just a quick recap, if I go to appliances, you're going to see that I have my virtual appliance, the one that I have in my network. This one right here is a VM that you have to install and configure. And once you have that, you need to add the assets that you would like to manage on your network. And there are different ways that you could do that. You could do that when you create the scan. Let me come right here to scans. As you could see, I added two assets, so you can add the assets right from here when you create scans, or you could do it from the assets management portal right here that you're gonna come to add IP address for scanning. Now, remember that with Qualys Community Edition, you are only able to scan up to 16 internal IP addresses. So obviously it's a limited option. That's why it is quote unquote free, but you can manage your way around that with being creative. So you can add the assets right here, or you can do it from the scan, right? So in my case, if I go over to scans, and I click on, let me come here, scans, and I'm going to click on new scan. You're going to get the pop-up window and just name it whatever. I'm going to name this Windows 10 PC. And you have to select the option profile that you would like to use for this. I would advise you, unless you're looking for something very specific, I would advise you to select the Qualys recommended options profile. But if you want to select other option, just click on that arrow and you're going to be able to select SANS or Qualys Tab 20. So it's up to you what you want to do. The priority, as you could see, this is from low to high. I'm going to do an emergency because, everything is an emergency when it comes to security. And then you have to select the scanner appliance. Remember, when you're doing this, remember that you set up the scanner appliance in your internal network, and that scanner appliance should be able to access those segments that you would like to scan. So in my case, again, I'm using Qualys Community Edition, and we only have one appliance. So let me select it. You have to select it because if you don't, it's not going to work. And then right from here, you need to add the IP address that you would like to scan. In my case, it's 192.168.170.14. Remember that you have up to 16 IP addresses, so you could add a range if you want, or aside a range if you have more than 16 or 14, whatever it is. And you can also create exclusion, because if you're using the licensed product, most likely you're not going to be limited to 16. So maybe you want to create the scan on the entire range and exclude some hosts that you don't want to scan against. So remember that in this case, I do not have this host in my host list, right? So when I do launch, I'm going to get an option that says this address is not listed in the account. Remember, where we have limited accounts, so I'm going to click on add, which is the same thing as adding it from here. And I'm going to click on OK. And the scanner is gonna do its magic, and it's gonna take whatever it's gonna take to complete. But what I want to show you here is how the results are going to look like. In my case, this is one of the scans that I ran. If I click on view summary, that's gonna open up a new window somewhere. So let me do it again, view summary. I'm gonna bring the summary right here, and this is just a summary of the scan. It's not the results of the scan. As you could see here, you have the scanners, you have the profile options if you would like to do that, the target, so on and so forth. If you want to see the results, then you would click on view results. And here you have the results of your scan. So I can maximize this, and it's going to categorize this by severities like any other vulnerability scan. As you could see, from 1 to 5 is high, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to be nicely color coded in here, and it's going to show you the vulnerabilities that it's found. In this case, I'd have SMB1 enabled on that server, and it's going to tell you why you should not use SMB1 or ways to protect SMB1, so on and so forth. So this is super useful. It's a very nice utility for you to have in your arsenal, in your toolbox when it comes to vulnerability assessments. I personally prefer to use OpenVAS, but the good thing about Qualys Community Edition is that you're going to be able to also manage the web app scans from the same management console. Remember that web app scans and normal network vulnerability scans are two complete different animals, two different complete set of technologies, and you can scan it. You could do a regular normal scan on a web server and not scan the web app. So it's one of those things that you have to keep in mind. So remember that I came here and this is showing me my web apps, and right from here you could see all the vulnerabilities that were found. Now, as always, use more than one tool to verify results. In my case, and I also created other videos for ZAP, and you can use ZAP to compare against the results that you see on the web application. And the same thing if you're using your vulnerability scanning on your internal network, you may want to set up another vulnerability scan solutions such as OpenVAS or Nessus to verify the findings that Qualys is going to give you. And the last thing I'm going to say, each vulnerability scanning solution is going to have is proprietary type of scoring system. So Qualys is unique when it comes to the scoring systems and what it determines to be a higher vulnerability than other. For instance, if we go to detection, you're gonna see that it's gonna detect what it believes are vulnerabilities based on its own scoring system, and it's gonna tell you what it is. So I like this about Qualys. When you're doing OpenVAS, the interface or the reporting looks a little bit different. It's a different format, so it's up to you. Again, so if you found this information useful, all I ask you for you is to click on the like button, consider subscribing to the channel, and consider leaving a nice comment in the comment section as well. If you have a question, you could put it in the comments section, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. But be patient. I have a job and I do other things. And again, thanks for watching this video, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye.